Assalamu alaikum. Hello and welcome to today's lesson. That's a poem written by Ved Pal Deep, An Evening Wet with Rain. This poem is originally written in Dogri, Badlai ne Sejri Sanjan, which means that Ek Sham Bigi Hui, an evening wet with rain. In the poem, the poet draws numerous images from nature and it heightens the effect of silence and solitude. The mood of the poet is depressed. Perhaps the poet has lost the hope and it has darkened his evening, it has darkened the evening of his life. The poet reminds his childhood when he alone stood in a courtyard listening to the sounds of the cymbal. He regrets that the days gone by never return. Now, coming to the text, an evening wet with rain, as I walk through the lane, the heart beckons the hands to hold them with love. The mind also knows subtle signals of the breeze. The situation is that the poet is going along a lane somewhere in his native place on an evening which was wet with rain. His heart longs for a companion that could hold his hand with love, that could hold his hand tightly with love. There comes the signal from the mind. You have a companion with you, and the companion is the cold breeze that was going along with that wet evening. The poet asks to himself, should he stand on the ground? Should he go along the ground or wept with the wind? Now, the poet draws some images from the outside nature. That's windows, doors, awnings of the house are wet. Windows you know, doors you know, awnings means the canvas that covers a rooftop. That all of them were wet because it had been raining for quite a long time, for the whole day rather, and now it was evening and it was altogether wet. The cool breeze that was blowing, and that was, by that cold breeze, the leaves of a banyan tree, banyan is the bargad जिसको आप कहते हैं हिंदी में, the tree that was stirring by that cold breeze. And this is the only sound, remember, this is the only sound in the poem. Otherwise, everywhere is silence, everywhere is solitude. There is no human or any form of life that we could see, or any sort of noise. Nothing is heard, only the sound of the stirring of the leaves is heard. Or otherwise, there is all solitude, there is all over silence. And the collar of my coat is also wet with a drop of rain. Naturally, the collar of his coat, that's also drenched. That's also wet because of the raindrops that were falling. All around reigns the silence. There is the rule of silence everywhere. My feet are cold with water seeping through my shoes. The poet's shoes, the water was seeping through. In that, the water was oozing out from the shoes. And that has made his feet cold. My eyes are heavy with sleep, or is it fever? The eyes of the poet are heavy. The poet asks to himself whether it is a sleep or it is a fever. He is suffering from fever or it is just a sleep. The ground is slippery. Image once again, outside world. The ground is slippery. Everywhere there is slip and it's hard to walk through. There is no place to stand. The poet does not find any place where he could stand up. And the inside, the mind is exhausted. The mind of the poet is exhausted, looks for some spot to rest. His body is exhausted because everywhere there is slippery. There is slip everywhere where he could not stand. And from the inside, his mind is also exhausted. And he wants his mind to have some rest at some spot. This shows the passive. This shows the gloomy mood. This shows the depressed mood of the poet. Loss of the hope has darkened the evening of my life too. As the rain has darkened, as the clouds have darkened the evening, so the loss of hope in comparison with the evening has darkened the evening of his life, darkened the old age of his life. He's lost the hope. And clouds gathering in the mind shed tears as they pass. Now, the poet has used a metaphor here. The clouds of mind. This is a metaphor used in the poem. The poet says, the clouds of the mind shed tears as they pass. When there is gloom inside, when the poet feels quite depressed, and this depression and unhappiness, when they pass in the form of, as the clouds pass, they come in the form of rain. Same is the case with the anxiety of the mind that pass in the form of tears from the eyes. The evening of troubles. As there's a trouble outside, it's very hard to walk. Water is oozing out, or oozing in rather. He's feeling cold. Now the evening of his troubles. My companion is also depressed. Inside, the poet feels depressed. And outside, the evening is depressed. Poet finds a right companion with him and takes me along, holding me by the arm. As in this beginning, his heart wants somebody to hold him tight with love. Now he finds a companion in the form of the darkened night. Means that there is the same situation outside and that he feels inside. Now the poet remembers the same situation of the rain. In the childhood, I stood alone in my courtyard, and waves of air brought the sounds of cymbals. Now it's cold breeze blowing. He feels cold. And in his childhood, the same breeze blew. And what that brought with itself the sounds of the cymbals, the sounds of very happiness. Now, the poet here says, we regret that the days gone by don't return. The poet says those days which are gone, they don't return again. how to call back times past and gone. The poet is exclaimed with surprise. Is there any way to call the days gone by back? No, there's no way of calling them back. Now, his companion, evening, that prepares to go to sleep in the lap of night. Now, evening is going to take the form of night. Now, what the night does, slowly, softly, just as the sky feet touch the ground. As you see in the horizon, while we see that the sky is touching the ground, and the night, the evening is going to sleep in the lap of night. Where shall I go? Shadows of trees rest in the dark tank. And in the evening, we don't see the shadows of the trees. According to the poet, they have gone somewhere to rest. As some passing cloud casts a shadow over hills. Once more imagery there. The image of the clouds cast shadows over the hills. There's activity in the houses in which electric bulbs are. Lit with electric bulbs. There are the houses where you can find life who lit with the electric lights. You find life in those houses. Moonlight lops holding the hem of the moon. Now outside there is moonlight. That is holding the hem of the moon. Where is my destination? The poet asks to himself. Where is the hurry? Where am I going? Where am I going? Where am I going? Why I should hurry? Where have I to go? Have I the same house where the electric lights are lit? Where in that house which are full of life? No. I don't have that kind of home. I have a depressed home too, where there is no life. There is the light of earthen lamp in a wayside modest inn waits me. No house is waiting me. A modest inn where only an earthen lamp is lit, where I have to spend my night. That's all I have to go. Why should I hurry? So with that, we come to the conclusion in the poem that the poem is full of imagery. While the images have been drawn from the nature, there is a metaphor used, and the poet is very depressed, very gloomy at the end of his life. He is trying to find the way out from this life. And with the pensive mood, the poet finishes the poem.